Fred Barstein with 401k TV, just completed a TPSU program at the University of Pennsylvania, and I am here with Curtis. Welcome, Curtis.
Thank you.
Okay, if we ask you a few questions.
Certainly.
Very good. I wasn't sure what you were going to answer there. So before we do, just tell us a little bit about your role and how large your organization is.
Well, I'm a senior manager at a 50-person public accounting firm.
Public accounting, great. So today in your group came up, you talked about, we talked about your committee and what it does, and it seems like it's functioning very high level. So what does your committee do? What are some of the things that you cover?
So we have a pension committee that consists of 5 individuals across the different business lines,
Sure.
and actually across different demographic groups as well.
Yep.
And so the committee was formed, I would say, primarily from the tone at the top. So our CEO is also the plan administrator of the plan, so he understands that there is some personal liability to having a plan that he has, and so he has brought this committee together to help manage his responsibilities.
Right.
And so our committee serves to give him advice on different matters that come out through our just administration, monitoring of the plan. So our plan has a TPA, and we have a third-party administrator, but we have an advisor as well.
Yep.
And we recently just went through a process of putting out our RFP and getting changing our advisor.
Right.
And a lot of this is because of really fees.
Right.
We had a participant come to us and says, hey, I had outside advisors tell us that, hey, our fees were a little higher than norm. And so we took a hard look at our fee structure, and we agreed.
Right.
We said it was time to make a change. And so we spent a lot of time going out to different entities to identify a new plan advisor. And in doing that, we realized how difficult it is to really get down to who am I paying and how much am I paying? Is this a revenue sharing? Is there flat fees associated with it?
Right.
And when you go through this process, it's so enlightening because every company has their own way of selling you their services.
Right.
And you really have to spend a lot of time getting down to an apples-to-apples comparison to understand, okay, what am I getting? Is anything changing? Is this good for my participants? Is it bad for my participants?
Right. Best interest. Right?
Correct.
And you're an accounting firm. It was hard for you to figure it out. Imagine what the rest of us have to go through. Right?
Well, their marketing is very, very clever.
Very clever.
Yeah.
So final question, Curtis, a couple of things you learned today that you may want to try to take back to your firm?
Well, I think that we can still do better at educating
Sure.
our participants.
Yep.
I learned today that, we talked a lot about, doing a safe harbor, and one of the things we struggle with is increasing the deferral rate.
Right.
And so maybe we'll look at maybe doing a stretch
match, yep.
Stretch match. That's one of the things I want to take back to our committee to consider.
Very good.
Very informative session.
Very good. Well, thank you for your time today, Curtis. And thank you for watching 401k TV. Please stay tuned.